Hi there, we are on day 17 of Talk Through the Pain as we walk through the healing, a 30-day journal that I created. We are more than halfway through, and today we are talking about the pain of relational pain. So my relationship is strained. What can I do? I'm upset, I'm not sleeping. Have you ever had a relationship like that? Like it is on your mind, it bothers you. And we are going to go to the Lord with that. How I'd like God to heal me. Help me know if this is something that we can agree to disagree on. Can we move on from here? Or do I need to let this relationship go? You know, I really do feel like we don't know the state of relationships until they're tested. And then we know if they will stand the test of time. And those tests, there could be an issue where you must agree to disagree about it or walk away. So, you know, we are not called to argue or quarrel, but we can have good, healthy discussions about things. But if we land on the opposite side of one another, you have to decide if it is something that you can agree to disagree on, such as my political views, let's say, or I'm a vegetarian versus a meat eater, or what church I go to. You know, there might be things that you can say, we can agree to disagree on that and not have any more conversation about it. And then, you know, continue your relationship. Just don't talk about that one issue because neither of you are going to budge on your beliefs. You have to really decide if this issue is something that you can tolerate or not. In Romans 14, it really lists a lot about do not be critical of other people. Don't be a stumbling block to other people. It says, therefore, let us stop passing judgment on one another. Instead, make up your mind not to put any stumbling block or obstacle in the way of a brother or sister. I am convinced, being fully persuaded in the Lord Jesus, that nothing is unclean in itself. But if anyone regards something as unclean, then for that person it is unclean. So this is something like drinking could be permissible for somebody that maybe doesn't have alcoholism in their background or whatever, but to another person it is an absolute no. Well, in front of that person, don't drink. Like, I think that is a way that God's saying, like, be loving about that relationship. You could disagree on your stand on alcohol, but, you know, use good judgment. Use good judgment because more than anything, Christ died for all of us. And we are to show Christ's love to one another. So think about that. If there's an area of your life or in relationships, is it something that you can agree to disagree on and just move on? And if it isn't, if it is, as a friend have told me, is it a hill you are willing to die on? Then it's time to walk away. Don't quarrel about it. Just walk away, bless one another, and walk away. You know, even some of the disciples had to do that, walk away from one another, both great people, but just could no longer work together anymore. So anyway, I hope that this blesses you in an area of relational pain, and I'll talk to you next time.